They just want to be not super stuffed, just a teeny weeny bit of stuffing. If that, like maybe no stuffing would be better. But yeah, this thing looks so much like that Pokemon that like there, so you can see what I'm seeing. Alright, I'm just gonna stitch the head on, and then I can do all the other little bits to make sure they all kind of fit right. So maybe it is a good thing I didn't put the ears on yet. No! Okay, good. It fell down, but at least it fell onto my lap, so I'm fine. Yeah, I probably don't want this to be that stuffed. Yeah, I'm gonna stitch the rest of this down. So essentially that's what's going to happen. This is going to kind of fold in like that. And then when I sew, then I'll sew the head on. So I'm going to kind of make it so that this point goes to this bit right here. So yeah, it's going to pucker a little bit, but that's okay because you won't see this from the finished point of view. Kind of supposed to be like that. And it wraps all the way around. So I'm going to finish sewing this. Okay, so I'm going to start actually... No, that's no. Eh. Hello, new person. Spencer Damien. I can't read your name. Let me just see if I can find your name on the other thing. Hello, Spence Gaming 16. Welcome to my stream. I am making a stuffed dog animal toy. Ask me questions about what I'm doing. I will answer them. I know a ton about sewing and costume history. And I guess in that regard, sewing history. Because, you know, in my... the reason why I say costume history is that technically a costume is just something that people wear. Right? So the way that at least my professor described it is that costumes are just a type of clothing that people are known to wear that are different from your modern situation. So, in a sense, you know that thing where it's like, my culture is not a costume. I'm like, yeah, it is. But not in the way that you think. People think of costumes as like silly things they wear on Halloween. Or something you wear to a festival or cosplay or whatnot. Because that's what the word has become, has turned into. Kind of the traditional sense of the word costume is clothing that people wore in a different time and place than the one that you're living in. Like, heck. And that's why it's still... I mean, they call it the wardrobe department more often now than the costume department. But it's still costumes. Like, if you say, like, in film. Like, also, a costume has to do with a character, whereas wardrobe has to do with what a person's wearing. So that's why you don't see costume department in reality TV shows, because they're not playing a character, technically. They're technically playing themselves, even though that can be argued. But, like the last week tonight with John Oliver, he's not playing a character, he's John Oliver. He's himself. And then you get things like... Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, where the guy's not even really wearing. There is not really any wardrobe department. Alright, cool. So the head is now ready to put on the body. And I'm going to put it down like that. I'm going to remove a bit of the stuffing. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish that off. And then once I get the head sewn on, that will be kind of where I end this stream. Because it's already 8 p.m. and I've been going for 2 hours. I'm going to start by sewing off the body. Because it looks like it's, the head's going to go down lower than that. There. So I like it right there, and kind of actually the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to tie this off, because I think it'll be easier if I start at the bottom of the head. Nah. First stitch is always a bit wonky, especially when you do this to it. There we go. A bit wonky, but most important thing, no raw edges.